so today we're going to be doing a showcase for Shredder's Dungeon, Stage 30. And this showcase is courtesy of David. David, thank you so much. Now, Androck actually is basically the star of the show here. I think he's such a cool mythic. I love his form here. I say it all the time. He just looks so cool. But for the sake of this showcase, he is going to stay in his base form, and I'll explain that in a minute. But we are going to have Androck, Duchess, Siffy, we're going to have Marius, and Seir. Now, Androck is going to be here primarily for his turn meter boosting. Like, that's what he's really going to help with. And then we are going to have Marius, and we're going to have Seir here for the damage. Now, David was saying, for those of you guys watching YouTube, I am recording this live on Twitch, is he said he switched Marius to a Savage set for this dungeon, but usually it's a better option overall. So he did do this on purpose for the dungeon. So let's check out Androck. So Androck, you're going to see, look at all this protection. He's like fully protected here, right? Fully protected. And we have like all of the gear fully ascended for as much as we can do. Have some great stats on it. Even the speed boot has some extra defense. Chest has extra accuracy. Look at that. Like the crit damage gauntlets here also rolled crit rate with speed. Had some really good rolls on this. His banner, accuracy, we do have some speed on here. Got resistance and extra defense. So some really great stats on that. And let's check out the bonuses. I don't think we have, we don't have anything for event dungeons yet, right? So with Androck, again, like I said, remember, we're going to be staying in his base form. So that's what we're going to be looking at. Is he's going to have almost 59,000 HP, 2,700 attack, lots of defense. He's got 6,300 defense, 298 speed. He is crit capped with 285% crit damage, 370 resistance, and then 415 on the accuracy. Now, again, being a mythic, I'm not really sure if David was able to book him or not. We have one book, two. Oh, good job. You're able to book them. Okay. Sometimes it gets iffy because I'm sure everybody agrees on this. Getting mythic books is so darn hard. And most people have kind of spent their books on Lady Macaj because she's the one most people at least can kind of get, right? So he is fully booked, and he does have a 5-star blessing where David went Brimstone on this one. So Brimstone is going to do the debuff. It hits, does active skill, inflicts damage to 25% of the max HP, and that's whenever the champ attacks, right? But it also gives additional HP, attack, defense, crit damage, resistance, accuracy. And again, being a 5, we don't exactly have the speed on that, but that's okay. And then here are the masteries. So what you're going to see here is masteries. We have offense and support. And what you don't see up here behind me is that we went methodical, and the T6 we went War Master for Androck. Okay. And since David mentioned Marius, I'll show Marius as well too. So Marius is in a Savage set, and he does have some mixed pieces as well too. So he has one Cruel, and then he has one Feral. Same thing, all of the gear is a rolled and sended to. And look at that, like this crit damage gauntlet, what a good roll. Like we got crit damage with additional crit damage and extra speed and some crit rate on there. And then for his speed boot, he rolled speed with additional speed. We do have crit damage. So really got some nice rolls on this stuff for sure. And we'll check out Marius. So Marius is at almost 55,000 HP, 2,600 attack, 5,400 defense, 312 on the speed. Crit capped with 277 crit damage, 161 resistance, and then we have 345 on the accuracy. I'm going to say he's fully booked. He is. And now we do have a 2-star blessing for Soul Reaper. I like this blessing. This is a pretty fun one. This one attacks, and then a Reaper shows up as well too. So I always think this is such a fun one. And also gives additional HP and attack. And for his masteries, also went the office and support trees. However, this is a little bit different here. So we don't see behind me is we went Methodical, Kill Streak, with the T6 being Helm Smasher for Marius. Okay. All right, and David is pointing out if he had a 6-star blessing, he would have gone with Crushing Rend instead of Soul Reaper. So just pointing that out as well. And the last one we'll look at, because those of you guys are watching are probably like, wait, 6-star blessed plus 4 Seir. Are you kidding? So we'll check her out really quick too. So you are going to see Seir's also in a Savage set. She does have 2 pieces of Zeal. If you guys are not familiar with Zeal, as its additional crit rate and plus 3% damage for every 25% HP this champ has. Interesting set, right? So we do have that. Then we do have some mixed pieces as well too. Now for her stats, she's at almost 70,000 HP, 4,100 attack, 2,500 on the defense, 273 speed, crit capped with almost 400% crit damage. Holy cow. 284 resistance, and then 398 on the accuracy. Now, again, we see, she's got the 6-star blessing here. And I mean, I'm assuming she's fully booked. And in this case, David did go crushing rend on her, which again, it hits ignoring a percentage of the target's defense and also gives her a whole bunch of like HP, attack, defense, crit damage, resistance, accuracy, and speed. Really buffed up Seir. And then here are the masteries. So the masteries, again, are going to be offense and support. And what you don't see here behind me are going to be Kill Streak. We have Blood Shield. And then for her T6, we ended up going Flawless Execution for crit damage plus 20%. Here we go. And for the rest of them, so again, we do have Duchess and we have Siphi, again, built really tanky so that they can live long enough to be able to make sure that we keep our damage up. And again, Androck basically being the star for help boosting the turn meter, because the more turn meter boosting we get, the more Marius and Seir can basically do their job. So here is our team, and we're going to go run in the Shredder Dungeon event, stage 30. All right, guys, here we are. So we are in Shredder's Dungeon, stage 30, and here's our team. We do have Duchess in lead for ally speed in all battles by 19%, and you are going to see that we do have some presets. So let's check that out before we hop on in. Okay. So Duchess is going to stay as is. Siphi stays as is. Androck, we are shutting off his metamorph, so we actually want him to stay in his base form, prioritizing his Rock of Werenber, which is increased resistance, strength, and continuous heal, and also does turn meter, and Radiant Claw, which could be the AoE, and increases duration of ally buffs by a turn, and then also heals as well. Marius we're going to keep as is, and Seir we're going to focus on her Karma Burn. So like we previously mentioned, was Androck basically is kind of the star here because of all this turn meter boosting, right? And then we do have Marius and Seir, especially this like +4 Seir is going to be the damage dealing that we have. So let's go. Might as well do some super raids, try to get David some extra drops here, right? Get him some extra artifacts, accessories, extra goodies. What do you guys think of this new set? And here we go, stage 30. And I'd love to know if you guys are running Shredder's Dungeon, how have you guys done? What stage have you gotten to? Are you not attempting it yet? Oh, look at that. And all the ads are down. I guess this is why we have Duchess and Siphi here. You saw with Shredder's AoE, did knock down Seir, and again, we did also knock down Marius over here, but Duchess is very tanky. I'm popping them right back up so we can keep our damage dealers up. But yeah, I'd love to know what you guys are thinking. I actually haven't touched this dungeon yet. What I really wanted to do is I wanted to use my turtles for this. So I personally just got Michelangelo from the, the 7-day login and working on the Donatello fusion. After that, then I'm probably going to play around with it. I'm unsure if I'm going to be able to get the rest of the turtles. I'm going to try, we'll pull for them and such, but we'll have to see. I mean, we look like we're in a great spot here. So a minute in, we look fine, especially as long as we can keep like Duchess and or Siphi up, which primarily looks like Duchess. Duchess seems to be a bit tankier than Siphi. And then we're going to see, I would love to know, what do you guys think? Who's going to be doing more damage here, Seir or Marius? Drop me a comment here before the video finishes and let me know. All right. Marius with a smidge of health, but we're fine. All right, he's got like a little less than half of his health left. And again, you see basically kind of like no concerns here. You know, I love seeing Androck too. I know in this case we're not having him do his, you know, Super Saiyan mythic form here because we want him in his base with the turn meter, but I really like his lion form that he has. And the story is pretty nice too. If you guys never heard the lore story, I have it on my channel as well too. With the lion. Looks like, yeah, I always think Narnia. I always think like Aslan or something like that from Narnia. All right, we're about 2 minutes and 20. Okay. Marius right back up. And let's see who did the more damage. If it was Seir or if it was Marius. It was, let's see. It was Seir. I mean, it was kind of close though, right? Seir ends up doing 1.3 mil more. Still a really good amount here. Marius at 2.2. Obviously very kind of little bit here. Androck did almost a mil damage himself. Yes, those of you guys that are watching on YouTube, David is saying that typically Marius is the only one who dies. And I mean, that's okay. That's also probably why he's got a little bit less too, because he died. Seir, I think, dropped once. But again, Siffy is so tanky, and especially being this like fully blessed, hashtag blessed here, right? 6-star really helps. And then Seir being a full like 6-star blessing plus 4 Seir also really helps with this damage here. But guys, I'd love to know how you're doing in this dungeon. Like I said, are you guys running it? Are you waiting for the turtles like I am? Drop me some comments down below. And David, thank you again so much for the showcase. And guys, thanks for watching.